Tax time. Every year, Americans spend more than 7.6 billion hours, which, if you're doing your math, 317 million days doing their taxes. That's according to the IRS. Also, we spend more than $193 billion just trying to figure out our taxes. And if you throw in all the changes Congress made in just the last few days of 2010, we could all use a little help. CBS News business and economics correspondent Rebecca Jarvis is back with some important tax tips. And we're talking taxes now because typically companies need to get you your W-2s by about the end of January.
Yeah, you're probably already seeing some. I've actually received a couple of those in the mail already from my bank accounts, from a couple of credit card companies. So I'm getting this stuff now for tax time, and people want to make sure that they're putting it together. But they do this year have 3 extra days to file. That's not an excuse to basically backtrack and not do more. But April 18th is the tax filing day this year, and that's because April 15th is Emancipation Day. It's a federal holiday, and then comes the weekend. So they have 3 extra days.
For folks in Massachusetts too, it's also known as Patriots Day.
Well, there you
go. 15th falls on Patriots Day a lot of times. So let's take a look then as we talk about some of these changes that came in at the end of the year. What are some of the biggest changes to filing and things we need to know about?
Well, for non-itemizers who took the standard deductions, there's 3 of them in 2010 that you're not going to be able to take anymore this year. One of them is real estate. Real estate tax deductions, that standardized deduction for non-itemizers, it's gone. New car deduction, that is also gone, as are disaster loss deductions. So these are the things that if you filed as a non-itemizer in 2009, you would have just gotten a standard deduction and you would have received some back. You're not going to get that this year.
Okay, another important thing to note for anybody who took advantage of the home buyer tax credit in 2010, this is going to dictate how you have to file your taxes.
Yeah, it's a really important point, Erica, because if you took the tax credit, which is $8,000 up to $8,000 for new buyers, $6,500 for people who have already purchased homes, who purchased a new home in 2010, they have to file by snail mail. They cannot e-file. So make sure if you want that deduction, and it can be pretty significant, make sure that you do it by snail mail.
There you go. And do it early so you're not waiting in line with all those people who end up on the news at midnight on April 18th.
Yeah, we'll be there to cover you.
For a lot of people, the next big thing to worry about is not just what's changed, but how am I going to do my taxes? Do you do them yourself or do you get some help?
Well, and this year has been a year of many changes for lots of people. I mean, the standard changes are if your employment status changed, if your child status changed and you're claiming more dependents, if your marital status changed. These are all reasons why taxes can get more complicated. We're going to be here on The Early Show holding your hand. You can do this on your own. I file my taxes on my own every year, so we'll hold your hand. You can do it on your own, but if you feel overwhelmed, it's also good to turn to somebody that you can trust, an accountant or a website. There's a number of them out there that you can use.
And you also say it's important to look on the IRS's own website,
yes,
right?
The IRS will allow you to e-file if you want to e-file directly through them. About 95 million people last year filed their taxes online, and that's a pretty seamless way to do it, assuming you're not going for that tax credit for the home buyer.
There you go. Okay, so we'll look at all those things. And as you said, you are going to be here throughout the tax season.
We're going to hold your
hand. Helping all of us
get
get this done. So we'll look forward to that, and I'll be calling you as well.
Absolutely.
Beck, thanks.